Oh, this feels weird. Back again. Genuinely, I honestly, I didn't know anyone was going to watch it. When we put it out, I thought maybe we'd get like 2 views. You know, my mum and my granddad. That was probably it. So to put something out into the world, like you create a baby and then you release it into the world, and people tell you that it's a good-looking baby. People don't go, "Oh my God, what is that?" That's how it feels. So to have so many views and so many positive comments, just gratitude, gratitude.
So we saw that there was a lot of comments wanting to see more behind the scenes of the Yukon.
There was, which I mean, I thought people would be put off by my squirrel-like features, soiling myself in my wetsuit. Turns out people want more, so that's what we're trying to do. Speaking to James as well, so James, we've got hours of footage, so as much wetsuit soiling and chubby cheeks as people want, we have got for you.
Come on!
Don't be light on it.
Come on, get in there, don't be shy.
It was just really nice to understand what people want, and if that's more feet pictures, more on the recovery. There was a lot of questions about that. So it's going to be really cool to sort of lift the lid on that and really sort of give a broader picture of what happened.
It's like a really big wool.
Yeah, no, I was thinking.
Like jacket,
I
and it's got
was,
sheepskin inside
I noticed.
But I take it on a
Yeah, it's just
boat
a
trip
big,
every time,
yeah.
just in case it rains.
So cold, isn't it?
Yukon River.
Are we going to have a photo shoot first?
No! No!
So make weddings and things like that. If you go to a Sabery wedding, you have to stand there, and then they just bring out like the grandma, and then.
That's an island. And Liam is over there.
Brian, do you need any of us to help?
Ooh, rain!
Oh, we'll leave this one away with your shoulder.
We have enough ham and cheese.
This is it. Scott's just worried about his chocolate buttons.
Chocolate buttons.
It's a rock. No, no.
Smoke and drink. Someone do something.
That's so nice. So we have jewelry.
I'm going to text it
That
to you.
sucks. Yeah, no, we're getting 10 here.
Yeah.
So.
It's alright.
awesome.
It's a weird job.
Is it really a job?
It's not a job, is it? Let's be honest.
Best, right?
The best.
If you're doing something you love, it's not a job.
This is true.
Gert, you might want to lock the lid so it doesn't
Take
fly
John's direction. Yep, fire us up now. Okay, we're good to go, old farts.
Put more people with him.
Forward, forward. What's that?
Should I put,
Oh, a bit chillier now.
Can't hide from you now. Can't tell you lies now.
Brilliant. No, this is actually, me and Joe were talking. This is a stark contrast to Tressamino. Tressamino, to quote the great Joe Kennedy, I was cooking my potatoes. Whereas now, we'll be freezing my potatoes. Oh no.
no, no.
Corner in the fetal position.
Okay guys, 5 minutes to start, 5 minutes.
5 minutes to start.
So you have one globe, and then Hester has the other one to do your pits and all that stuff. So okay, just don't get near goggles or near any fluffy stuff.
Do you need to pull down your pants?
You know, you've got to reach in and get it around his.
He's got to do his.
Pardon my friend.
We can give us some privacy.
Do you want to do your pants?
Right.
Just kind of make it valuable.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Lash that shit on. That's it for 60 hours.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, you could reach in with your glove and get it.
I'll just reach in.
Go on then.
Yeah, just get it and
Don't
get
get
it
it on your normal hand.
My normal hand,
That one without the glove.
as opposed to my pretend hand.
No, and get it.
Oh, it's cold.
Get it in your, like, behind your balls. No, sorry to be gross. 'Cause that's where you're gonna get a lot of the chafing from the wetsuit.
Got it.
In your crotch. Like,
Got it.
You
Between
need more
your,
than that, babe.
between your crack and your balls. Sorry, we're all friends
You
here.
mean?
We are now.
Where were you when I need that actually?
We're so comfortable with each
Well,
other
I've done
now.
this with wetsuits.
We're going to be peeing in a bucket next
They're
to
like,
each
"Oh, I
other, so we're good.
They always say, I should have done what you said. I'm like, I told you, that's where you get
quite
the
nice.
chafing.
You'll slow down your speed with an extra rudder.
Get it all down there, babe.
I am getting it down
Put it
there.
on your butt. No, I'm
Oh,
serious.
genuinely.
Yeah, because
You
you
need
get
it
the.
in between your butt crack.
How much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know where these are going?
Everywhere, babe. Loads.
You look
That
loud.
blue one over there. We've got
Lovely.
sandwiches which I don't think anyone's had breakfast that have been.
Lubing up my bum.
So we could bring some of the sandwiches and pizza. Lift your arm up, babe.
Yeah, it'll be gross in the beginning, just because you'll be like, ah, but it'll just turn to juice later.
Does he need it on his nipples?
No. Actually, you know what?
You think my nipple?
Probably do need it on your nipples.
Make sure you lube the nipple. I have so much Vaseline in my bum crack.
Not we on the nipples?
Yeah, just a little bit on the nipple.
Where else?
On the bum crack. In between the bum.
Oh, come on, that was too sensual.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Perfect.
Is that okay?
What sort of content?
No, you're doing it too sensual. You just that. You're doing that. Yeah, it's not that sort of
What's the
it's not that sort of a swim. You saw what she was doing.
Yeah.
She was caressing it.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry about this. This will be
He's being rude, James.
All right, then.
this is the last time I'm invited to the Yukon. Honestly, I got so much Vaseline in my bum crack.
Have you? What about?
You're gonna work your ass off.
No, he's not. It's fine, right? That's what I'm telling myself. Yourself back.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, we'll keep them off your face. Thomas, where's your fan?
You push to me.
You need to put your goggles on first and then this.
But this probably stops it.
Yeah.
On the cheek? Jay, shall I put it on his beard?
My nose.
Yeah, the beard will keep that. Oh, I gotta get his ears too. James, I wonder if you should go on Liam's boat. That way,
Mind those goggles.
Yeah.
You should go get a cream on them.
Liam, if James went with you, that could be the camera boat to kind of go where he wants. James, that way you kind of have a boat.
I taught scuba diving for years, but I stopped. Okay, we're free.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting limber. I've got 60 hours to warm up.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Chris Morgan, where do I start? Just like what he did on that kayak. I think, first of all, talking about Chris, Olympic swim coach for Switzerland as well. Like what he doesn't know about swimming isn't worth knowing. Just unbelievable, just like an encyclopedia of swimming. But I think that aside, what he did on a kayak, he kayaked hundreds of miles, day, night. There's temperature drop, battling hypothermia.
Did you guys see the two moose?
No. I know.
Oh, we missed it.
Well, it's just because they were startled by the boats coming. They were behind some trees, so you couldn't see them crawling out onto the island.
Oh wow.
No antlers though.
That's amazing. Cow and a calf.
It was 2 of them. I don't know what it was.
It alone, that would have been an amazing expedition. But I think because it was in support of the swim, he's kind of not got the credit I suppose he deserves. But it was insane, the metrics that he did, the distance, the hours. It was just amazing.
Peanut, he's got choc Nutella, flapjack.
chocolate of some sort.
Can you have that next time?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, next time, mate.
How much is it to take your weight side, mate? How much are you next?
Where is it? Choc peanut M&M on the next one.
Right.
Okay. That choc peanut on the next one, but I have other food for you. I didn't nod off, but I was like, had a little hallucination. Whoa. Just one, I promise.
Fucking hell, mate. I know you fucked up. I can see your lips. Yeah.
Oh, I know I didn't put sunscreen on.
The rest of the breakdown.
Yeah, there was a few moments with me and Chris that we shared, and just a very, very special human being, an amazing coach, arguably an even better friend.
Okay. We'll do that. Good. We're gonna make a little swim kind of across the channel right here. We gotta make a swim this way to get in front of that island. We're gonna basically just swim across. The log!
Jer Kennedy. How do I describe Jer? I mean, for those who don't know, one of the greatest ice swimmers the world has ever seen. His records, they just go down in history as obscene. And I think when you're in the Yukon, and it is a swim, but also a battle with hypothermia, you just want someone like that in your corner. He is Irish Poseidon, he is Shackleton, he is just, as expedition leader, he's just amazing. He's so stoic as well. Like the amount of miles he kayaked, 0 sleep as well, and you just look over and he's just completely just stoic, just sitting there, just crushing miles for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then
Larry. Right. Yeah, it's all on. I got it here. Okay. Right down the middle.
It's an energy gel, babe.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
What else can we give you to take you on your way?
Huh?
What else can we give you to take you on your way for Jer?
Caffeine.
Right.
Okay.
Can we have another caffeine? Just put it on board.
Yeah, give us caffeine there as well.
Yeah.
I won't just tell you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe hot. Use these at half.
I love Jer. He's been on so many expeditions as well. So he was there for Tresemino. He was there for Mallorca training camp. So at the end, with Jer, there was a hug that we shared. I don't want to get too emotional, but a lot was said in that hug between me and him because we'd been through so much together. So yeah, I can't speak about Jer Kennedy without smiling. Just an amazing human being.
Have a chat with the lads anyway. Yeah. On land support. Yeah. Because they have.
Dr. Tom, he is without doubt one of the most unique humans I've ever met, but in the best possible way. So he is a bodybuilding hybrid doctor, medical genius. And when we were on the boat and we were looking at electrolytes, caffeine, carbs, he was just working them all out. It looked like there was just calculations, and it looked like Stephen Hawking was on the boat. It was just like, it made no sense, like Einstein and Stephen Hawking on caffeine, just working things out. And didn't sleep. I need to stress this as well. Did not sleep for, it must have been 60 to 70 hours, because not only did he not sleep in the entire time that I was swimming, but also when I was in the doctors afterwards in Dawson, he was just by my side the entire time. So
He whacked his knee apparently on the rock.
Put it on the sponge so it'll get cold.
So yeah, Dr. Tom, I just, he is somebody genuinely who and I think the entire team sort of drew a lot of confidence and strength from. Just having him in there. It's like if you're in the trenches, you want a Dr. Tom. Sherrie and Shannon, they're my older Canadian sisters. They just adopted me and completely looked after me and the entire team. I think a lot of the activities on the boat were well documented. But what people don't realize is back on land, just restocking supplies, petrol, fuel, hydration, water, everything. That was Shannon and Sherrie. The way that they supported us on the land, it simply wasn't possible without them. Without them, we would have arrived into certain points without fuel, without food, and would have been unable to continue. So what they did on land, the miles that they traveled, heroics, just like carrying gallons and gallons of fuel. I will never ever be able to thank them enough for what they did. They are, oh my God, just like the most amazing humans. So on one particular boat, we had Liam and Steve, and I think it's probably fair to say that Liam has now shot to fame with his dive into the water.
Just I'm hot now, eh? I don't want to get cold. There's a picture of me, right?
He almost ended himself with his life jacket in his face. But Liam and Steve, what I love about that clip is it just shows they would do anything for the adventure, anything for the expedition. Whether it was reading the river like an absolute expert, like the way they did that was insane because
we're moving. Yeah, we're doing like 13.
We need to.
The thing with the Yukon is it constantly changes. So the currents, the counter currents, log jams, there's all sorts, and it not only changes daily but hourly. And so the way that Liam and Steve both just looked at the river and just found the path of sort of most assistance and least resistance was just incredible. But as humans as well, like they're feral in the best possible way.
Are they fungi? Are they fungi?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So are they mushrooms or are they morels?
They're mushrooms that are morels. It's more chula, something edgibulus or something.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is, but anyways.
What do you think here coming up?
I think we're just gonna get pulled by the current. It's hard to even see, but I think we're.
If a bear was running at me, I just want Steve and Liam with me. They're they're my feral brothers, my feral Canadian brothers. I love them to bits.
I know, and that's my calling. I fucking hate Las Vegas.
Thomas Kofler, my Italian barbarian. Yes, so a lot of people know him from the Tresemino swim where he was observer, but he was also an absolute hero in the Yukon as well. It was just so good to have him as part of the team. So what was really interesting actually, with the structure of the boats, we kind of had this like flotilla going down the river, and we had 4 boats that would basically work in synergy. So sometimes a boat would go ahead to make sure that we weren't going into a log jam, and then equally had a medical boat at the back that was tracking us, one that was feeding me at all times. And then there was one boat in particular as well, just looking at Larry and Eric, and I've already spoke about them. I'm going to keep this brief, in fact, because I'll end up crying if I talk about it, but their story and what they did was incredible. And given the circumstances, I will never be able to thank them enough. So I'm going to keep this real short. See the previous video because I'll cry if I talk about it too much. But 2 amazing humans, father and son. And then equally Stan. Stan was the first person I actually reached out to. And he was immense. He was one of the first to contribute his boats and to volunteer. And equally John just like threw up his hand, jumps in and just said, right, we're keeping a strange Englishman afloat for 3 days. I'm in, hold my beer. So those guys and that particular boat, you take them out, the whole thing collapses. They're just, just gratitude. So Brian and Ray were head of bear security, just 2 immense human beings. They're just giant men. And the reason I love them as well is, Brian had more guns than I've ever seen in my life. And I remember I said, what happens if a bear gets a little bit too close to me? And he just turned to me, calm, stoic, and just said, Ross, if it gets too close to you, it'll end up in my freezer, and then revealed the biggest gun I've ever seen. So that is someone you want on your team. So my older brother, Scott, having him on board, amazing. Chief of chocolate buttons, even though he stole them at the end when I needed them most, he's not forgiven.
Hot chocolate?
No, thank you.
Can I do one of those?
I've got monsters.
But it was a sterling performance from him. Also as well though, I need to flag, he needs to work on his aim. There was a few times when he was feeding me, throwing bottles, and it just went everywhere. Needs to work on that for the next swim. But in all honesty, he's 2 years older than me. He's looked after me since I could walk. And he just continues to do that now. So I know that I'm a very strange type of younger brother, but unfortunately, he's lumbered with me and he will be on all adventures in the future. I'm so sorry, Scott.
That's good luck.
A seagull just shit on you.
Seagull just shit on you. Oh, that's a good omen.
recovery, interestingly, started immediately once we finished. So you'll notice Dr. Tom, I love that man. He just went into just uber doctor mode. Like, he was amazing the whole way, but at the end, he just shifted into another gear.
Come on, the other roll back then, okay? As best you can, yeah. Okay, we're good there. Are we flat?
And he's just like the SAS of just like medical assistance. I really jumps out. We had those thermal blankets on. He was throwing Energels down my throat as well. I wanted chocolate buttons. Turns out Scott had eaten all the I still haven't had actually any chocolate buttons.
Have you got any chocolate buttons? We haven't got any chocolate buttons, but I hate them all.
Scott eating all the
Hey,
chocolate
Scott,
buttons.
I'm going to give you some garbage.
I haven't done a joke.
I think it's worth acknowledging that he didn't sleep for the entire period, and also not only that, but before and after. So as I was sort of passed out in Dawson at the hospital, he was still by my hospital bed looking over me as well. So just like an absolute hero in every sense of the word. But immediately started wrapping me in blankets. People have described me as a human burrito. I think that's probably quite a good explanation of what happened. And then it was really interesting actually, because then Tom tried to get lots of sugar basically down me. I can't remember the exact reason why. I think it's something to do with my liver or kidneys. But essentially it was just trying to get simple sugars in me to stop my body from breaking down and just shutting down. And then from there, it was a 3-hour journey all the way to Dawson, which was the nearest hospital. Interestingly, on that point, I cannot remember a thing, like genuinely. And Tom was speaking to me and trying to keep me awake. I was just dropping in and out of consciousness, just like mid-sentence, but nicely so. I know that sounds strange, but my body, it just needed sleep. It was so primitive in its needs. I didn't want anything other than warmth, sleep, and food. That's it. 3 hours, got to Dawson, and then the people, the hospital in Dawson as well, were amazing, just pumping me full of fluids, which was basically just taking care of my kidneys. They'd had a lot to deal with, so it was just basically ensuring that they were well looked after.
We gave him like 5 liters of fluid yesterday. I know the nurse just restarted some fluid.
If they start to complain or pack up, that's where things can go wrong pretty quickly. So huge shout out to the hospital staff in Dawson. They were amazing.
How you doing, big man?
Oh, how are you? Did you sleep?
Yeah, oh yeah, like a brick.
Yeah, same.
I thought we were going to have to admit you yesterday too. You looked a bit wiped.
Yeah, I wasn't in my best.
Oh, bless you.
Thank
you. The breakfast is banging here, by the way.
Is it?
It's so good. Everything. Pancakes, the breakfast muffin thing, yogurt, orange juice, toast.
Under. Just under.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm?
Thank you. Thank you. No fever. Hi, Ross. I'm Lindsay.
Lindsay, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Lindsay, honestly, your team, you've been amazing. I know when we messaged and I was like, oh, I don't want to be in any trouble. But then that turned from, please help me.
Something exciting has happened. It's great. I'm glad that you're doing well. Congratulations.
Lynn, thank you so much.
Good job, team.
But honestly, yeah, your team have been incredible.
Great.
And the breakfast has been banging as well this morning.
I can't believe I almost forgot about that. Yeah, so the wetsuit, like I said, it was basically just chafing on the back of the legs, but it got so deep. What was really weird is when we were in the hospital afterwards, as I sort of like lifted my legs, you know, the hinge there at the back of the knee. To this day, I'm not entirely sure what it was. I'm not a doctor, but you could see like ligaments and there was stuff. It was so deep. I mean, it's still now. Look, take a peek at this. So I've been left with these pretty cool scars. I mean, they just look like a really bad tattoo, but they were really deep. And they were worried as well at some point. They thought they were going to have to like pack them, but no, they healed pretty good.
How long did it take for them to look like that?
Well, quite a while. Yeah, quite a while. I was actually at the airport, and then security was like, "What happened to you?" And it's just bleeding down my leg. I was like, "You don't want to know." So I apologize. Because I went on a media tour. That was what was weird. I went on a media tour afterwards around America. So I was on the Rich Roll podcast and Chris Williamson, and I was just like wandering around with my legs just gushing blood. But it's okay now. It looks good, right? The worms is weird.
There he is. How are we, Big Ray?
Good. I
Have you slept?
yeah. So I got to tell you
This morning.
Oh, this has been amazing. I'm hearing all the stories.
Oh, wait
now.
till you hear. Oh, I have stories for you.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like a whole other adventure I wasn't aware
Yeah.
of.
You look good, man. You look good.
Feel what it feels like.
Yeah, you
Fucking
look good.
amazing.
Yeah, let's go.
I feel fine. I'm going again.
too. I'm good. Yeah.
I was worried about you.
So on the second night, I kayaked for 12 hours with you, but I stayed on the kayak for 12 hours.
No, I'm well aware of that.
But I started tripping a little bit. Like I was hallucinating a little bit, and it was like I caught myself. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Like that's kind of cool. I took a picture of the wetsuit, like the.
Oh, no, like honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
We're all friends. Take
I wanna.
That's why I was like, Tom, get a picture of my feet, please.
Let's get this out of here. It's
Oh
kinda
my
groovy.
god, yeah.
I'm just so like grateful because you remove anything or anyone from this swimming, it doesn't happen. You know, like you remove the sun on the second day. Realistically, I don't know if I could have done it.
Yeah.
You remove you on the kayak for that 12-hour shift. Realistically, I don't know if I could have done it. You remove you throat.
When
Nah,
that
it's
when
not
the
possible.
sun came
Do you know
up
what I mean?
and hit his face, he was like, "Yeah, dude."
You let it dry off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tell you what. You good there for a sec?
Yeah, I think that's skin.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Oh, trying to rub off skin. Great success.
The swelling on the face, I don't know. I know when I was swimming, I was very aware of the swelling because they were here. I could see my cheeks. They were like two boobs just on either side of my face. I literally see them here. I mean, James, how bad was it? Were they boob-like?
Yeah, very boob-like.
And I turned to the team and I was like, how bad is it? And they were like, you look fine. You're doing great. I wasn't doing great. That's what it was. Guys, how are we doing? And I was like, yeah. But the swelling weirdly went down quite quickly, surprisingly quickly. Is it, I mean, you know better than me, James. Did it?
Yeah, you look pretty normal the next day, I'd say.
But my legs were, so the swelling went from my cheeks.
Oh yeah, your ankles were like, yeah.
Oh, they were bad. They looked.
Sausage rolls. They were huge. They were proper.
I did have sausage rolls. Oh no, I don't want that to stick as a nickname.
Yeah,
I could open a bakery called Sausage Rolls. Pie-sided and sausage rolls.
That would be really good, actually.
Oh, we're gonna be rich.
We'll talk about that.
There's boobs on my cheeks and sausage rolls on my ankles.
Okay, obviously there were two legends that I haven't mentioned yet, and I thought it'd be best if I interview them with a bunch of questions that I've got from the director's chair. That includes James Perrett, filmmaking extraordinaire, Hester Sabery, long-standing girlfriend of 12 years?
Yes, 12 years.
12 years. Thank you so much for your service.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service. Okay, so first things first. Obviously, I was swimming for quite a lot of it and just staring at the bottom of the Yukon River. So I don't actually know what happened on the boat.
Oh, it was just really, really exciting, to be honest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we pretty much got into a routine straight away. You were kind of on your own boat filming.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing all the nutrition with Scott. Then we had Tom the medic. He was on another boat at the time as well. So we were kind of like all around you, really, spotting you. But to be honest, I think it just took a little bit to get into a bit of a rhythm, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was a few problems with the boats here and there, so we
Yeah, it
managed
was almost
to...
like teething problems, wasn't it? Like getting used to being on
Yeah.
4 different boats and what different role I guess they would have in the entire swim. It was kind of like some boats were better suited to hanging back a little bit with like the medical sort of boat. Some boats were better for checking stuff out because they're a bit faster. And then obviously we found the feeding boat in the end, didn't we? Which we spent all the time on. And that was probably the not the best boat, but the most like agile one for getting close, like, and all that sort of stuff.
That was Liam's boat, wasn't it?
Yes. I think one thing that became really apparent to me is just how much everyone was looking after each other on the boat. Like, there was one specific bit, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it looked like you were wrapping James in a cocoon. He had like about 5 blankets all around him. Is that fair to say that it was just kind of like everyone, that sort of bonding through shared hardship?
Everyone looked after each other, didn't they?
Yeah.
So from like all the food that everybody had brought on the boat to sharing it all, and then if someone was cold, you'd just wrap them in a dry robe or something like that. Or like even we had a boat which then was dedicated, probably after a few hours, to being like the doctor's boat. So say that anybody did get really, really cold, because it was Baltic, we just kind of had a heater on that boat. We'd just jump on that boat if we needed to, and then switch and change, didn't we?
Yeah. You had your little woolly gloves on, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
had your
about
woolly
that.
gloves
Yeah,
on, and
yeah.
a sleeping bag, and
a
another
hat.
sleeping bag, and a
put
hat,
hats on
and
you, yeah.
like 4 hoodies.
And then I put a blanket on his
trousers.
knees.
That picture, I love that picture because it's somewhere between a smile and a grimace on your face, James, isn't it? How bad were you? Have you been that cold? Is it fair to say you went into this whole swim, James, with blind optimism? Because obviously this isn't Hester's first rodeo. She kind of knew what to expect.
Yeah.
However, with yourself, not really planning all that well for a swim close to the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no, that's fair to say.
Sleep deprivation. So we've talked about the cold, but sleep deprivation was one of the biggest enemies, I think, for everybody. Yeah. How did you guys cope, and how bad was it from the first night all the way through to the second and beyond?
To be honest, because you were in the water, I think my adrenaline had just gone like this, so I couldn't have even slept if I wanted to be honest. So yeah, all we were bothered about, I think all the team was it wasn't just me, it was everybody. Everybody was just focused on you, and that's why nobody could sleep, because everybody was going, right, okay, the swimmer's over there, everyone needs eyes on him. There was boats kind of circulating, there was boats getting stuck, there was boats down the river. So whoever was there, they were the ones who were kind of spotting you at all times. So there was never really any time to sleep, was there?
No, there definitely wasn't much time to sleep.
So I've talked about 2 enemies there of the swim, sleep deprivation and cold. But there was a third enemy as well, wasn't there? Toilet situation. Talk to me about that.
Well, not being honest,
No poo zone.
there is a no poo zone because my body decided it did not want to poo for 3 days. If I'm being totally honest with you.
But number 1 was absolutely fine off the back of the boat.
These are the important questions people need to know.
No, they need to know, yeah.
Well,
You didn't have that luxury.
No, I didn't have that luxury. You had the luxury, or everybody else on the boat had the luxury of just going over the side.
Yeah.
I had to use a bucket in front of everybody,
Yeah.
but everyone quite kindly turned around while I did a number 1. So
We're all very polite.
we're all very polite.
Yeah.
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 Good manners.
What are some of your favourite moments?
Well, I can say one of my favourite moments of all time in my entire life was listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack while drifting down the river.
Stop.
That was
Yeah.
that was quite special.
Some of the uptake because like it's the warm plus a little bit more on.
Well, mine was the Lord of the Rings moment, and like all this beautiful scenery. So we were going down with the boats, and it was just kind of on James's phone. That was amazing. And then when we got you on the boat and we'd wrapped you in a cocoon, and I just remember I was holding your face, and I felt like it was just me and you at the time, and I just said you did it, and then we just smiled at each other. So that's probably. That's probably my favourite. That's my favourite memory.
There was a few points when I looked over at Jake, and what I loved is you never stopped filming. But there was times when you were wrapped in a foil blanket looking white as a ghost, and I was like, he's gonna die out here.
Yeah. How are you, big man?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm not bad.
More importantly.
Just as a final question, if I ring your phones and tell you I have another swim, on a scale from 1 to 10, what is the likelihood of you saying yes?
No, I'd be in 100%. I think you wouldn't have a chance.
Why did you say 100%? I think.
Yeah, I would 100% do it again. Yeah, for sure. It was an adventure. It was great.
You That's contractually binding, and I feel after 12 years together, you're unfortunately stuck with me. I'm so sorry, babe.
Well, you know the answer. I'll always say yes.
Yes! Let's go!
Yeah, I'm just saying it for the camera.
Is that everything?
I think so. I would say so.
Thank you. It's sterling effort.
Sweaty. Cheers.